What? We're live now? Sweet.
Oh, shit, yo! It's a good show. It's a great show. It's a shit show. Pickle Rick show. Not a Jerry show. Scary Terry show. Lick my balls show. Szechuan sauce show. It's the fucking Rick and Morty fan show, bitch.
You fucking right. It's a Rick and Morty fan show. I just have to adjust my mic here. It wants to like just drop right off the table here. I don't know if this is not technical difficulties. This must be physical difficulties. Anyways, guys, this is the Rick and Morty fan show reaction to the newest, most awesome episode of Rick and Morty, which we all just watched. If you're here, I hope you just watched it. I know some people, some of my friends watch it even though they won't get the episode until later. But man, was that an episode of Rick and Morty. Oh my God, crazy. Lots of callbacks to different things we've done previously in the season. Holy shit. Anyways. Yeah, great episode. Obviously, a lot of things that have happened on Rick and Morty before. Rick turned himself into something else. There was some more fighting with the American president. Lots of stuff we've kind of seen from Rick and Morty before. Definitely the type of thing that people have been kind of whining about lately. I don't know if I want to call it whining, but the things that people have been wanting lately, we got a lot of them in this episode. So yeah, really fantastic episode of Rick and Morty. Let's review quickly. Guys, if you want to see more content like this, you can subscribe to Fandom Empire. Please like the video if you can. Helps me get stuff out there, helps me get more popular, and then helps me be able to send out more prizes to you guys. We have actually had all of our winners, all of our prize winners get their prizes. Everyone was happy. Everything worked out super well. So, yeah, if we want to do that again, which we will, I've already started to gather up some prizes for that. You know, the more we get cool super chats and likes and subscribers and all that sweet shit, that's how we're going to get more of these prizes out. But without any further ado, I would like to get into the episode so we can talk about this amazing fucking episode. This starts off the second half. I know we're not really cutting this season in half like we were last year, but we're in the home stretch. We're coming home now. We already knew about the cold open. We've already seen that we were going to be destroying the Statue of Liberty and letting out a crazy robot. It was interesting that this was the first cold open that had almost nothing to do with the episode. I mean, they destroyed the Constitution, and it was a very American Thanksgiving type of thing to do. So, I mean, that stuff was all had to tie in with the theme. But letting out that robot was like barely spoken about again once or twice. So, wasn't a big deal. And so that was cool. And Never Trust a French was a great joke, but we had all heard that last week. So getting into the actual episode, absolutely hilarious. I loved the idea that they really played up the rivalry between the American president and Rick. I like that they had the plan where they both knew exactly what the other person was going to do. Kind of similar to the heist episode where it's, well, you'll do this and you'll do that and you'll do this and you'll do that. So aiming a little bit more towards the heist movie type of thing again, where I know you better than you know me. Well, I knew you, and I would make you do that, and I would make you do that. And it was funny how they were explaining it, and all of Rick's stuff was in blue, and all the president's stuff was in red. And but once they said that, I'll turn myself into a turkey because the president pardons a bunch of turkeys every year. That was where it got really wacky and funny. The idea that, and guys, I'm gonna preface this with saying, if I say anything anti-American today, it's because that's what the episode was. I'm not crazy anti-American person. I'm Canadian, so I can't really come in there and say, aren't we funny? I am, I'd be approaching it from outside America. So, yeah, if you guys, want to be, this guy's anti-American, that's what the episode was. So it was really cool. I loved that they had the whole turkey thing. As soon as Rick turned himself into a turkey and Morty turned himself into a turkey, like it was a callback to like the Pickle Rick stuff, the Tiny Rick stuff, all those things that the fans loved, that they wanted to see again, and we got it. They looked hilarious. They had great fights again. American president fighting Rick again as a turkey. It's kind of like Peter Griffin fighting the Chicken Man, that sort of thing. Having them fight again is funny, and they could do it again, and it was good. I really enjoyed the whole episode. Couple things I want to mention. I like that they had the vice president show up, and then he, the president said, like, you're just here so I can get that, that extra vote, which I think a lot of people kind of felt like that was maybe the reason for that in the first place with Obama, which was kind of a funny political joke. Once again, not shying away from racism and political jokes in this whole episode. The bartender saying he was racist, and at first it turned out it was just the president thing. It was just no presidents. We don't serve presidents in here. But it ended up being some racist jokes in there as well, which was good. I loved Operation Gobble, which was funny. The president, they're going along with the fact that the president doesn't seem to understand when he's turning, when he's crossing the line. He doesn't seem to, like, when he was naming the weird sperm monsters before. He basically has a bunch of yes men and isn't worried about what he says because, all the yes men are going to tell him, what he wants to hear. So that was good. I loved, they made fun of American patriotism a lot in this episode. So that was, it's rough that they're going to be bothering a bunch more people and setting off a bunch of people. There are definitely Rick and Morty fans out there who are like, oh, you're making fun of America. Like, fuck off. It was very Team America-ish. It was kind of South Park-ish in that way, where they made fun of the super patriotic version of America, where, the president just has to show up and make a dumb speech about whatever. And, all the soldiers will come and follow. And they did like a really, really, what do you want to call that? They did a really typical, a really stereotypical American soldier and his trailer trashy type wife, where they were poor, but, he has to go stick up for his country. And if anything, it wasn't making fun of America so much as it's making fun of, movies like, overly crazy, like the soldiers in the Transformers movies, things like that. They were kind of jabbing at that sort of thing, where it's like, like they're way over top. And I loved when he said, like, what would Dale Earnhardt do and things like that, and just really trying to stick it in there as the over patriotic thing. I mean, what did you think you were going to get? It was the Rick and Morty Thanksploitation spectacular, so it was definitely going to have some anti-patriotic type of jokes in there. But once again, I'm not an anti-American, but I have to talk about the episode the way it was. The first time I really, really laughed in this episode was when the American soldier said, the president said, they're just robots. And he said, I think I know flesh when I see it. And then right after, like, those flesh-colored robots will probably, or flesh-covered robots will only trick them for so long, or should trick them. it was hilarious. And plus that was the first time we were like right away saw the Rick as a turkey. So it was like a lot of things right at once. I laughed so hard right out loud at that part. Funny to see. Like, I didn't know exactly where we're going to get Rick actually turning himself to a turkey. We didn't see that in the little clips that we had in the trailer, but we saw it, and man, was it spectacular. I liked the president turning himself into a turkey. It really pushed that this was going to be a wacky, regular, like the sort of thing you would expect from Rick and Morty, a couple seasons ago, even going all the way back to season 2. I thought the turkey that turned into the president was one of the best parts of the episode. The design for him was great. I love that he had like a little sort of blister thing around his nose that looked like it was part of the turkey. He had a tiny little turkey tail. He had some sort of like some mutations on his arms and things like that, and his neck was like super chunky, but other than that, it resembled the president. So it was funny. Obviously, everyone was fooled, and he proved that Congress and Senate were just his puppets, and as long as he gave them raises, it didn't matter what he did. They obviously could see that he wasn't really the president, but if they got more money, then who gives a fuck? And obviously, that was a big political joke as well. I feel like. All right, I got to read this because this one really stuck out to me right away. Alexander DeMello says, I felt like an ADD kid wrote this. I don't know. Maybe I am ADD because I didn't even remember them destroying the statue robot. Are they trying to attract the Family Guy group because they come in before scheduling, before the scheduling? I mean, I don't think I can continue to watch this. I feel like I'm becoming more stupid. Very interesting point. And it's a valid point that Rick and Morty has been really sped up this season. I appreciate your comment, even though it's kind of like didn't really like what happened to Rick and Morty, but I appreciate your comment. It seems like episodes are going by really quickly. Every single episode for the last 2 or 3, I've been like, whoa, that was it. Like, I'm out of it. I was saying, I was only in the Matrix for 5 minutes there. But I did really like this episode, so I can't say that, I agree totally with Alexander. Also, he says, was this season supposed to be a void of deep thought and meaning? They just made transformations and took whatever attribute they wanted from each time. Why Thanksgiving now we got Wishbone power? Yeah, I mean, I understand the comment. We're not getting a lot of crazy, deep-thoughted stuff when it comes to, like, Tales of the Citadel and stuff like that. Some of these episodes we've had before. But I mean, this one was all kind of wrapped around American patriotism. And it was weird that it wasn't on American Thanksgiving. Obviously, I don't think there will be an episode of Rick and Morty at that time because we're only going to run for 4 more episodes, so that's 1 month. Should be over by August. So we weren't going to get one of those anyways. Just like we have Christmas episodes that didn't air on Christmas. So that's not new for them. To Sato, I'm not broadcasting the episode here. I'm sorry if I put it in my link or in my description that, I'm not the episode. I'm not playing the episode here. I'm reviewing the episode. I just watched it on Adult Swim. So sorry to you guys. Anyways, I'm going to get back to the episode. I don't want to spend too much time on the chat, but yeah, we don't broadcast the episode. We just review the episode right after. It's immediate reaction. The FDR spider was pretty funny. I didn't really get that it was FDR right away. I'm not familiar with FDR a lot, although I do know that he was in a wheelchair. He had what disease did he have? If someone in the chat knows, I can't remember. I've seen World War II movies and stuff like that, so I've seen. He was in Pearl Harbor movie. Anyways, I'm not American history. I'm Canadian. I was taught American history, but him being a spider was pretty hilarious. I like the idea that he was in the basement of the well, it was a chamber to feed him. Either way, it was funny. I liked that American president and Rick had to cooperate to get out of this, which was like sort of the same thing as happened before. Like, they have to realize that, you know, when they work together, they'll get what they want. They're both super powerful, American president and Rick. So I like that they joined forces again. I would like them to continue to fight again because it's hilarious. It's a great rivalry. Like I said, it's like kind of like the chicken person and Peter Griffin having a fight over and over again. I can see them doing it over and over again. The giant military turkeys were really funny design. I like that. We didn't see a lot to do with them, and there was like a really giant one that Rick roasted at one point too. So by the time we get to this, we're past so much. So I do agree to a certain point that we didn't get like a really deep message in this, and it did pass by super quick. But there were a lot of times I laughed. I laughed at the fact that they ended up having a dinner together at the Smith family's house. Season Rick relying on others, but the story could be better. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that point. The stories could be a little bit more deep and whatever, but. What we're getting, I am still enjoying. I loved that the president had a Babylon speech again, where he said like, you guys are the worst, and we are the kitty litter box. We have to constantly, empty it out for you guys. And the fight between him and Rick, like a breakdown would be needed. I'd need to get the transcript of that, but I laughed so hard when Jerry said something, and he's like, I've seen your tax forms, like you don't give anything to the government. And he said, eat my ass, Jerry, which Rick has said before to Jerry, and pretty funny. I loved it. And then like a quick little quip where Rick was like, yeah, I hate Jerry too, which was funny. Obviously he's been demoted again, like he's been put down in his place so many times, but that's part of Rick and Morty formula is constantly throwing Jerry down. He's never getting his due. So, we'll just keep laughing at him being lame. Even after last episode. Here's the argument. Actually, here's the argument to Alexander. The last episode was a lot about how online you have people who post their dumb shit. They're, people in Rick and Morty groups posting their Rick and Morty shirts. And then also people coming in and saying like, oh, you have to come in here for gratification and post this, and it's dumb, and those sorts of things. And then it made the point of making sure that people posting lame stuff are lame, but people commenting on how lame people posting lame stuff are also lame. So that was the big point that I got from the last episode of Rick and Morty. So I thought that was kind of a smart gag. That's one for you, Alexander. I thought that's what I got from it, and I thought it was kind of smart. That was the last episode, not this one. I feel like you have to watch these episodes a few times too before you get some of the hidden message in there. So, anyways, all right. Let's keep us going. I'm going to do a little roll call here, guys, before I get to the rest of the episode. I'm going to see who's in the chat. We got Alex in the chat. Jody's back here. Solo is always here. We got Alexander, who I've talked to a few times already. We got Durrani3. I think someone looking for the episode. Sorry, I don't have the actual episode here. Lance Henderson, reaction video. Read the comment. Oh, there we go. Yeah. It is a reaction video, guys. We got Jared Ross in here. Chungy. I wish I had a link for you guys, but that's not something I can do here. It would be really great if I could. Anyways, since we're getting really divisive about this episode, I would love for you guys to throw in the chat. Did you like this episode? Just a simple yes will do. What the fuck are you doing here?
The great thing about running the channel is you can sort of invade now and then. I don't know if you see my question. Are the episodes still online for free the following day? Like, wasn't that a thing they were doing at the beginning of the season, or if they've stopped doing that?
Yeah, that was just with the first episode where it was like free on YouTube. Other than that, you have to go and find your, you know, your platforms where you're not getting it, you know, legally. But I'm not gonna advertise anything like that here. That I watch it on Adult Swim. I get Adult Swim with my cable package. Actually, I think I pay extra, but well, you know, well worth it for me. I watch a lot of things on there, but to think some little rich, well-connected kid out there saw season 5 entirely as it finished makes me mad. Wait, some little rich kid saw the whole season? Is that what you're saying? I have no idea what that comment means. Eduardo, if you could elaborate on that, I don't remember that happen. I haven't heard of that yet. Oh man, whatever. Anyways, well, we know what we're getting next episode. If you have already seen the crazy leaked one that happened in Canada, so they messed up for me. So I can gladly say I watched that. I liked the president called Rick an edgelord, which I thought was funny. I love that term, edgelord, or you know, like the cringe meme people. I liked that. It was funny, like the idea that you could just buy America with by buying over the Senate with stuff like that was a really big theme in this one. And I don't know if Rick and Morty is going to get in trouble with fans for that or not, but South Park does that all the time. So I mean, and they're very big. Their audience is fine with that sort of thing. They haven't got canceled. Well, they haven't got canceled in a while. I think they have been they've tried to cancel that before. Anyways, the American soldier is saying, what would Johnny Cash / Dale Earnhardt do? And American president coming in, making a speech and getting the soldiers back on was really crazy. And same thing, same joke. So once again, it's true. Not a ton of substance on the surface to this episode, but the whole speech thing was funny because you realize in movies they make speeches and then they play background music that sort of slowly ramps up in order to get you, and that's what happens when you get your Independence Day speech and that sort of stuff. That's what happens in real life. They play this music, and if you played the same speech without the music, I trust me, it would not have the same effect on your brain. It's all about that you know, trumpet music that's playing behind there that slowly comes to a build right when the person says the main line. Oh, we're gonna go fight for, you know, this or whatever. We're gonna fight aliens. We're gonna fight robots. Whatever it is, the big speech comes to a head as the music crescendos, and that's, you know, it was kind of funny that they were pointing out there because the words that he was speaking was just, oh, words, lists, stuff, who's with me, and they pointed out by having that music playing in the background. They also showed up in the AT-AT and or the AT-AT as new people called. Obviously, I'm a millennial, I think. I don't know, I think. But I'm the person who calls them AT-AT, and then everyone new calls them AT-ATs. And I remember the first time someone told me it was called an AT-AT, and I was like, that's the fucking dumbest thing I ever heard. So, you know, whatever. It was a joke that landed for me because it made sense. I call them AT-ATs. The whole idea of having the crazy Turkey history where these crazy aliens joined forces to kill the only things they hated more, which was turkeys, and secret underground caves underneath America was kind of it wasn't something new, you know, like having a secret underground U.S. thing. They already have the basement with the Lincoln Hooker dump and all that stuff, and they fought the weird Gagu monster when they were the president's own personal Ghostbusters in season 3. Yes, end of season 3. So like that sort of stuff wasn't really new. It was an interesting designs I liked for the let's call them pilgrim aliens. I thought that was a really interesting design. The other design was kind of forgettable. but them hunting down all the turkeys and things like that, same thing. It wasn't the greatest at that point. It was just really quick and showing you interesting visuals. And I love the president versus president fight, though. I loved how he had a little thing pop up with a wrench, and then they had a wrench fight. Really interesting to have two guys like pull up pipe wrenches and then have a fight. I laughed, and any part involving the turkey president, I guess we'll call him, made me laugh because the design for the character was just like really funny altogether. The way that they had him done was just it made me laugh every time he was on screen. I thought it was funny. The turkeys sleeping in trees. Can anyone look that up? Does anyone know that? Do turkeys sleep in trees? I never heard of that. Is that a fake out, or is that like, and I would say that like, well, turkeys don't sleep in trees, but there are species of bears who sleep in trees. And so I don't know. Someone look that up. Look that up, Sean. Do turkeys sleep in trees? What the fuck? But another thing to just kind of throw you off. They've done that before as a gag on Rick and Morty. Getting you to look up something and then it be true or not true.
Turns out turkeys. Hi again. Turkeys do in fact sleep in trees at nighttime. I've never heard of this. Now I'm going to go get high and be mind blown. Carry on.
Thank you, producer Sean. Yes, it's crazy the things that you don't know. But yeah, I know one time I watched a National Geographic type thing on bears, and it was a certain type of bear, and they build a giant fucking nest in a tree and sleep in a tree, like on top of giant trees. But anyways, what the fuck? Maybe that was just me who was surprised at that. I don't know. The fact that what's up, Justin McEwen? Hey, long time no see, buddy. I know you're working a lot, so I'm not blaming you for anything, but long time no see. Good to see you in chat. Justin McEwen, one of my, I think it was the first person I ever added as a mod on my channel. That's history. The wishbone, pulling out the wishbone and making a wish was like kind of a, it made me laugh. I liked it. It was good. It was a good gag, but it was kind of something that I don't know how to say it. It's the kind of thing. It was my kind of humor. It's the kind of thing that would pull out like, oh, a wishbone. Like that. Obviously, that's the ace in the hole that he had, and then wishing himself dead. Same thing though. The pace of it was really quick. It was like, oh, the fight wasn't really long and dragged out. A lot of Rick and Morty fights are dirty and kicking in the groin and throwing mud in the face and all that sort of thing. This one didn't go on for very long, which was kind of anti what Rick and Morty normally does. But the wishbone thing, pulling out at the end, like a fatality type of thing, was funny. After that, the American president falls under the water and his life flashes beyond his eyes. And he gets the PS2, the PS, the PS2, the PS3, the PS4, the PS5. And it's funny because that, like, when you think about your life, a lot of times you think about things like, if you think back to Christmases, a lot of times the Christmases you remember, you're like, oh yeah, that's when PS4 came out. Oh yeah, that's when PS3 came out. And also, it's a very Justin Roiland thing to do because he's very big into gaming. Obviously, has a game company that did Trover Saves the Universe. So he's heavily invested in video games as well. But I feel like that was directly from his real life outlook that he likes that. One Christmas I got cereal. I eat at my house on Christmas. We eat what's called bacon bunnies. They're toast with cheese and then bacon strips on top. So, that's what we have to eat on Christmas, not cereal. I liked the bacon bunnies. That's what they're called. Yeah. I don't know who else calls them that. My grandma came up with that. She probably stole it from somewhere, though. I love that the Rick suit. I don't know if you guys noticed, the Rick suit was very Iron Man-ish. He's had a few different suits of armor before. He's had anime-looking ones. He's had well, they had the Voltron ones, but he also had the Glorzo episode where he had the more anime-ish looking one. He had the power suit armor that he had in the Purge Planet, which was kind of Iron Man-ish as well, but this one definitely very Iron Man inspired with the triangle in the middle too. And we finished off the episode with Morty kind of saying, like, I thought, wait, aliens gave us all this technology. I thought we were special and we came up with everything, and that's why we're the leading country in the world and things like that. And they said like nope. And that's, kind of a joke as well about Americans being, overly, I don't know, Americans thinking they're the best or whatever. Once I feel like I have to do this every time I make a joke about like the American. This is what the episode was about. I'm not anti-American. I have plenty of American friends. I go to America probably every year except for this last fucking stupid year. I normally go a couple times a year, visit my American friends and play lots of laser tag, which is something I enjoy doing. But the whole episode was an anti. It wasn't anti-American, but it was anti, crazy patriotism type stuff. Anyways, purge-ish. The Purge Planet episode, I meant the one with he had the power suit armor on the Purge Planet. But anyways, let's check back in on chat. Before that, I do want to get to the after credits, which the after credits of the season are so good. I thought that this one was going to be not so great when it started showing that. There you go. I love America. Of course I love America. I really do. I really do have a lot of American friends and really do visit America all the time and really do love America. And the places I go to in America are not like New York City and stuff like that. Like I go to Canton, Ohio. I go to Richmond, Virginia. I go to, like random ass places. I don't usually go to the big cities. I go where they have cool laser tag places and meet up with my friends and my American friends. I loved the after credit scene. The after credit scene was so good, and they've been so good this season. I loved how they had the. So it started off with them, the American couple, the soldier and the trashy pregnant lady, going grocery shopping. And it seemed like it was just like, okay, well, we're going to get one of those things where it's not really that funny or involved. But then the blueberries rolled on the floor and the soldier ended up going crazy and eating all these blueberries. And I guess luckily he put his child down in a thing of fruit. I fucking thought that he was going to be like, he dropped the baby or something. I thought they were going to go a little bit, edgy on that and have him, somehow drop the baby on his head or something like that. But that didn't happen. Anyways, he was pecking at the blueberries. And it was funny because after that, it kind of showed like how the government treats their soldiers who have PTSD and things like that. I thought it was I thought it was funny. That was what I drew the conclusion to, was that they basically, the government wasn't going to pay him anymore or, pay for any of his expenses or whatever. And obviously he got fucked up in these crazy being turned into a turkey and turned back. And honestly, I thought that was a commentary on how, and this applies to Canada as well. A common complaint in Canada is that we don't take care of our vets as much as we should. I'm not going to comment on that or what side of all that I am. I pretty much stay out of political stuff just because I like people on both sides of the political fence. But it was a commentary on that, and I thought that was pretty hilarious. That they were kind of like, well, I'm not fucking paying for that. I don't know. The after scenes like have been so good this season. Once again, the wooden Jerry. I thought we were talking about veterans. not veterinarians. Yeah, well, that's fucking producer Sean doesn't watch Rick and Morty, guys. Show him how much you're outraged in the chat. Like, you don't fucking watch Rick and Morty? What the hell? Although it makes it even better that he let me have this show, even though he doesn't really, not really a Rick and Morty guy. Anyways, the Wooden Jerry being tortured was hilarious. We've just had so many good after credit scenes this whole season. The after credit scene with Mr. Nimbus was great. Obviously begged the question whether Jerry and Beth had sex with Mr. Nimbus, which was an interesting topic that time. And giant incest baby in space was interesting too. So let's check back in with the chat, see what you guys have to say, and then we'll end shortly. For those of you guys who are new to the show, I do a show every Tuesday where I get really in depth into something about Rick and Morty. We do competitions, we win prizes, we have trivia, we do all sorts of fun stuff on Tuesdays at 8:00 Eastern on Fandom Empire. But today's show, I just review the episode with my immediate reaction. So not things after watching it 5, 6, 7 times. I've watched it once right before this, and I jotted down a bunch of notes just so I can come on here, have a chat with my friends like Alex Roof, who actually joined us on an episode of Fandom Empire not too long ago. So that was cool. Let's see what's happening. So Justin McEwen made it once again. That's awesome. Let's see. Alexander DeMello coming here with a bunch of comments. So let's read some of those. Well, at least I gained something from this episode. Yeah. Donnie T says the episode was meh. So I actually really thought this was going to be a fan pleaser, having Rick turn himself into a turkey, which has been a very good formula so far. Rick turns himself into something probably pretty good, but I know a lot of people have had enough with the season already. Solo was about to say the same thing about Royland. That was definitely a Royland joke for sure. Throw enough turkeys in a room. Canada just has less turkeys. We probably do. Kieran loves America. The ambiguity is what sells, says Alexander. Jody says, come on, Sean, you'll love it. Try Sean has seen 2 episodes, I think. And yeah, just you got to get past that 3-4 episode threshold before it really takes hold of you, Sean. Like you avoided it. You need to let the disease come over you. Rick and Morty forever, and ever. 100 years, Rick and Morty. What made the Wood Jerry after the episode so good is when he says, everyone, yeah, he says, this is the worst ever, or this is the worst thing to happen to anyone ever, I think. Something like that at the end. Yeah, he mentions this is like the worst thing to ever happen to anyone. And also when the Cowboys came, when religion came after the Cowboys and they set him on fire. Like, I don't know, the whole thing was fucking hilarious. I love that whole one. But anyways, Alexander says, peace out. Thank you for being here and providing me with some good questions to answer, Alexander. Yeah, Sean, you just need to not be drunk and high as fuck. And well, you could be, because I know some of my friends do that. Anyways, I also would like to online. I know Matt Conway doesn't seem to be here. He usually tunes into the show, but I would like to thank him for, I believe, being the first person to order a Rick and Morty fan show T-shirt, which you can get. Producer Sean, if you can throw up T-Public there. We have Fandom Empire shirts. So you get Fandom Empire shirts. You can get the awesome Tommy B shirt, or you can get a Rick and Morty fan show shirt. And yeah, that would be awesome. We've actually had a few sales already. I got mine. I haven't got it in yet. And I'll definitely wear it when I get it. I got the hiccups today. As I got a little bit of a Rick burp thing going on right now too. Yeah. So loved the episode tonight. Thought it was great. I still see where people are upset that it hasn't really hit its stride yet this season. I was going to talk a little bit about the Comic-Con panel that they had, but from all reports, the Comic-Con panel was almost nothing. They didn't say anything extra. It was only like 20 minutes or so. They didn't release anything extra. They only talked about the season and how interesting, how it was to make it. Nothing new at all came out from that. So we won't be talking about that. I will be talking about, however, on the Facebook group that we have for Rick and Morty, the Rick and Morty Fan Show Facebook group. It's spelled just like how it is on our banner down here. We are having a competition where you have to give me a 3-word pitch for a Rick and Morty story. So it could be anything. And the winner will get put into a draw for some next prizes. Next time we have a big prize giveaway special. I gave away a whole bunch of these figures over here last time. We gave away some board games, some fun stuff. So go to Rick and Morty Fan Show Facebook page and give me your best 3-word Rick and Morty pitch. It could be anything. Like could be Rick blows up Saturn. Oh no, that's fucking 4 words. Rick destroys Saturn. I don't know. You could say Rick fucks planet was one that we've seen before, or Jerry gets makeover. Anything. 3-word pitch. It's a pitch for an episode that you would like to see. Not one that's already been done, but your own with 3 words. We did this before and it was lots of fun. I already got a whole bunch of answers, but if you go to the Facebook group, you can put in your answer and you might win, guys. So check that out. Always subscribe. You can add me on any of my socials that are down here once we move this message about the merch store. That is a link to the merch store, though, there in the chat. So if you want to buy a Rick and Morty Fan Show t-shirt, that would be awesome. I'm definitely going to give some of them away. You can find me on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. I post the episodes on Twitter. You can find me right there. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram so often. We do most of the competitions on Instagram, but I don't post as many topics and things like that. You can find me on Facebook at pretty much right there. Linked for the Facebook group would be really good. I could probably do that, or I could get someone else to do it. Whatever. It's on Facebook. Also, the Fandom Empire Den on Facebook. If you want to find out more about Fandom Empire altogether, I'm on a whole bunch more shows. In fact, we talked about wrestling tonight. We talked about Halloween. We talked about horror. We talked about Marvel. All those things you can find on Rick and Morty Fan Show on Facebook. That's it. That's not a link, but it is the group called Rick and Morty Fan Show. So that's easy to find. And if you want to get to, I'm doing another show this weekend coming up for my Patreon stream. Kieron Presents, which is kind of my podcast where I talk about anything. So I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. I was thinking about talking about wrestling, and then Sean was like, fine, we'll talk about it tonight. Like, well, I guess I'll talk about something else. But rest assured, it's probably going to do something to do with comic books, because we recently did a horror one. Anyways, I'm talking about non-Rick and Morty things this whole time now. This episode was interesting that it got back to stuff to do with American President and the Rick rivalry. It also had Rick turning himself into something to get around something. Presidential pardon was this time. So a lot of themes that we've seen in episodes before, a little bit of the older sort of formula, but it also was still quick paced and didn't have a crazy theme to it. Didn't have a really smart theme to it that we were alluding to earlier that we're kind of missing from the season so far. Anyways, really loved it. Also, I was recently on our Originals channel that I was on there discussing the previous episode. So if you want to check that out, you can check out NR Originals. Really cool guy I got to talk with about the episode. So it's like an extra episode of this show, but on NR Originals, and check out his shows going forward because he does a good job as well. Anyways, that's going to be it for me tonight. I got to go to sleep. I know Sean's got to go to sleep, and we both got very little sleep last night. So And for you guys like Justin McEwen, who's probably just settling in because he's a few hours back. Yeah, you know, good night to everybody, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Once again, check out the groups. You can win free stuff. Join a Rick and Morty group where you can win free Rick and Morty stuff, like all this shit I got behind me. You might as well join. 3 words. You got to type in 3 words. That's all you got to do, and you can win a fucking prize. Do it up. You can win a fucking prize.
It's a good show. It's a great show. It's a shit show. Pickle Rick show. Not a Jerry show. Scary Terry show. Lick my balls show. Szechuan sauce show. It's the fucking Rick and Morty fan show, bitch.